Innovative.
It's your man, Deshaun Showtime Watkins.
It is the ignorant one, Shiloh Greaves.
I'm cool as Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
And welcome to the culture of Comptonmania. Wilsey.
A lot of strain to that one.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like I'm taking a deuce. Man, so how are we feeling today, fellas?
Tired.
Last night, Wrestling for Burbank was super lit. You can check that out on SoCal. Oh my God, I'm so bad. SoCalWrestling.tv. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Steel Cage Recordings. So yeah, check it out on there. Great night last night.
SoCalWrestlingTV.net.
There we go. SoCalWrestlingTV.net. Like, it was amazing. Working with everybody there. From my perspective, I thought it was a beautiful show. First time being inside the Knox Pro Arena, I thought it was amazing. I mean, the TVs, the production, fantastic. I think Comptonmania will be there real soon. I think so.
There's definitely a certain standard set there.
Definitely. Now these matches was really dope. Now you and Joyce, y'all had a thing, Love Struck. Now, you know what I mean? Like, talk to us about that. You and American Oni went at it. And one thing I was saying, me and AD was on the commentating booth. I said, hey, if you lose while your woman is watching, you know, that's a bad look, Cam. Can you handle that?
Well, you know, the speculation behind that is that that JC would leave me if I lost, and I just don't think that's the case. I think that we're strong as can be, and there'll be nothing that can possibly go wrong here. What can possibly go wrong, right?
I mean, you made her the treasurer. You know what I mean? So you got all this power. I mean, why would she be anywhere else with you if you got all the juice?
She knows how to choose them.
Okay. And that match, you know, she had your back. She came in and gave the good old upper. You know what I mean?
The deal. I hurt my hand doing it. I was about to say I was impressed. I was like, whatever's going on, but yeah. Anywho.
Also, the heavyweight champion of Burbank, Snipes, retains in a triple threat match against the Asian sensation Grayson and against
Ray Rico.
Woozy.
What a match that was.
That was awesome. We also seen the 7-foot anomaly go up against Journey. Like, that was crazy. It was some turkey cheeks running around up in there.
Well, you know,
Yes, he pulled out the cheeks. And the cheeks was loose.
It's a long story.
Yeah.
Long story had to be there. But speaking of 7-foot anomalies, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with one myself.
Oh, you don't have a chance.
Shut! I've slayed plenty of giants.
Not like that.
I've slayed plenty of giants.
That's a long brother pause. That's a long son of a gun, boy. 7 feet. You know, you average man.
Maximum pause.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
oh man,
that's why. And you ready for that?
Absolutely. All of the best Shiloh Greaves performances came against giants. You know, CTE, he was fighting for his life against me. But you know, you saw what happened at Anime Impulse. We ended up winning that one.
I mean, yeah.
They call me the Giant Slayer. I've been slaying giants since I was 16 years old.
Wow, this is going to be
the list is long. It'll be another one.
Listen.
The graves in this graveyard are very large.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then also CTE and Alonzo Blackheart.
They had a great match.
Yeah.
They had a great match. Both of them are very much, you know I talk my shit on CTE, but no, the way both of those two have really come into their own as performers has been really a spectacle to see over the last 2 or so years. 3 years, both of them.
Yeah, and shout out to Wrestling for Burbank. I felt like I got my love back last night. You know what I mean? Love struck. You know what I mean? I felt like when wrestling is done right, you know, take us back to those times when we all fell in love with it. Like, just puts a smile on your face. We had birthdays, kids' birthdays was there, family friendly shows. are always the best. But that's that, you know. So going from there, we can show some clips a little later. But let's talk about this. The one question I always wanted to ask, you know, we're on the underground. We are independent. So talk to me. What does it take to get an audition with WWE? What are they actually looking for?
One thing, they definitely want to look.
Yeah.
For sure, they want to look. I think they're a bit more lenient on body types now than they were before, but it's not just look, but it's also influence.
Okay.
You know, I think that is the number one thing is looks and influence, because if you have influence, like you have a big following outside the company, that they're looking for that crossover appeal. That's always going to be their number one thing. You know, they switch their hiring process up every few years. Like we were talking about it earlier. They were focusing on athletes. You know, they're focusing on like the football players, the track runners, all that, and they've made stars out of a few of them already, quite a few. But now recently they've announced they're transitioning back over to like more seasoned indie wrestlers. And I noticed they do these big purges every 10 years. They did this purge in 2006. That was when they picked up CM Punk. And they tried to pick up a whole lot of others. But, you know, TNA was also in the mix. So, like, I just remember a lot of people were getting picked up at the time from the indies. And then you had that 2014 to 2016 window where that was considered almost like an indie renaissance. And they were picking up all those guys from PWG. You would go to a PWG show, you'd see all the scouts front row and stuff. It was interesting to see, you know, because like I remember it's almost like they were killing the indies in real time. You know, I was like, damn, you know, like it's cool to watch these guys get picked up and all that, but yeah, it definitely did a little something to the indie economy.
When a archetype I want to look at specifically is a Logan Paul. Like, do you feel like he has the draw?
Yeah. And the thing is, that's whether people want to acknowledge that or not, that Logan Paul archetype you're talking about, that's really what they want.
It's the total package, right?
Yeah, because it's like you're for sure increasing their viewership. You are bringing something different to their deal.
He's an athlete.
He's an athlete.
Pause. He looks amazing.
Yeah, you know, so he fills all the roles.
Now let's talk about the Kevin Owens archetype.
Okay.
So like that's more of a like the indie. You know what I mean?
And the thing about that is, and this is where it becomes so heavily debated, because people really hate the Logan Paul type. But when it comes to Logan Paul types, they get more results when they come in. You know, when you give these indie guys these big pushes, you know, like you really either see the numbers either stay the same or they're going down. Like every indie, and you could argue like booking and all that stuff, but regardless, every like indie darling that's kind of been pushed and like given a world title, it hasn't really so much set the world on fire. You know, like they get their run with it, and that's like, okay, it seems very experimental.
What is it missing though? Like I named two just different archetypes. I like both of those guys. But what archetype or what do you feel like is missing in the majors?
Acting. I think a lot of the acting on like just mainstream wrestling shows is fucking awful. Like I mean, not like considerably being outperformed by actual porn stars when it comes to acting. Like I would say porn actors are better. Like they are, like their setup scenes, like they're more convincing than a lot of the wrestling segments. Like they seem so robotic. Every word seems so rehearsed. Every word seems so like there's not a lot of organic just talkers. LA Knight, I think he's organic, you know, but it's like,
yeah,
no, I think, but the thing is, back then, but in the days we grew up, oh, shit. No, LA Knight, the thing is, we grew up, the era we grew up in, we had like 20 LA Knights. So that's where it's like,
Yeah.
I think I hold a higher standard when it comes to that. We were raised on characters. We weren't raised on 5-star matches. And also that just happened to be a time when the industry was more pop culture. You know, like none of these guys are appealing to pop culture. They're only appealing to pro wrestling and pro wrestling fans, these circles. And I don't think a lot of pro wrestlers understand just how many people do not watch this shit. Like that's something like the like it is a very niche product. More people are watching them before, but even guys in the majors, you know, like that when they go out in public, they get treated like civilians for the most part. You know, so it's
That's kind of like how I feel about baseball players. Like a big time baseball player could be right in front of me, and I won't know who the hell
We
they
in the
are.
era now though, where it's like any celebrity, low key, it's like you gotta really be. I don't know. I don't really want to drop a name, but I'm just saying
you gotta
like,
be up there. Yeah.
But right now, like you could be, you know, on the brink of celebrity, you know, of a celebrity being a celebrity or whatever, and you can still go to the grocery store. You can still go to all these places, and people
True.
are not gonna like, you know.
No Michael Jacksons right now.
No.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and you know, and those days are done. I'll agree. I think those days really are done. I think people are turned
Everything's
off.
more personable now.
Absolutely. Like people are not so much looking at the fame, they're looking at like what type of human being you are now. So it's like, yeah, that's why everyone's past is being dug up on stuff like, especially in Hollywood. You know, like that's what, you know, people are just like, okay, track records are being analyzed. So that's where I think the overall just archetype of fame. It seems like fame almost isn't fun anymore. You know,
I
so
mean,
it's like,
Nah, it's not that. It's what do you do with your fame?
exactly. Yeah.
I mean,
You know, they always talked about. I don't know if it's like this in the wrestling world too, right? I know in music they talk about it a lot, and then really with the whole movie scene, selling your soul to the devil.
Yes.
oh yeah,
You know, but now with all of these files that just came out, right?
Man.
We know who it is.
Yeah, that's true.
So what I'm saying is a lot of these people that got implicated and implemented in certain scenarios and things like that.
Was they wrestlers there?
It probably was. We haven't looked that deep into it yet, but
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
let's hope not.
If it's somebody who is really in the wrestling world like that, they may really just go
So,
search. Just
I hope
to do
Sting
that.
ain't. Please don't let Sting be
I
in the
don't think
files.
if anybody was in there, it'll probably be Hogan. And the only reason why I say
Whoa.
that, and listen,
Well, you wouldn't think Vince?
Said, let me go to the island, brother.
Yes, I think possibly Vince. The reason why I say Hogan, because there's never been a superstar as big as Hogan. I mean, like Hogan was like on Michael Jackson type status. Like if Hogan walked down the street, a crowd is coming. Like
Yeah.
no one's doing that for CM Punk. No disrespect. I love the Hitman. You'll have a, like you said, a niche people will go see the Hitman.
Yeah.
but
I
you're
think
not
this is
finna
right up
just-
Vince's alley, though.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't. Look, I'm telling you, right? I'm not going to none of y'all parties. Don't even invite me. I ain't going to none of it. I don't want to even be associated with it. I'm not going. Hell no.
You just have to say no.
Yeah,
Firmly.
I'm not.
Firm
yeah,
nose.
No, because it's oh man. And then like think about it, people that wasn't even, they just showed up.
The higher
and
up
it's
you
like
go, the
if your
weirder it
name
gets.
is in there, it's over with.
Yeah. That. Yeah. Even if you were
y'all
just
owe
there.
Michael Jackson an apology.
Man, look, no. I have been defending Michael Jackson for years. Bro, Michael Jackson did not.
Crazy
And
work.
now all those like that is unacceptable. Michael, man.
That was probably like the most roasted person of the 2000s.
Oh,
Like, that-
man.
like-
Where's the Finding Neverland guy? Somebody need to call him out for a
Someone needs
match.
to get out, man, beat the shit out of him.
Call him out for a match.
Let's do it, brother.
Yeah.
I know he was in You Got Served,
and-
right? He was the dude at the competition. That was like that's the last time I seen him in something was You Got Served. I don't know what he did.
Really? Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Wow.
That's
Yeah,
crazy
that was
work.
That's
But no, but pivoting back to the
Yeah,
wrestling.
I'm like, oh
we just
my
went into
God.
that deep dive. No, but pivoting
Dang.
back to the wrestling. No,
Deep dive, man.
no. But how it all ties in, like I guess even still, like with all those dynamics, I still think that there is still an environment for mega stars to be created. I just think nobody is actually taking that initiative to become that megastar, whether it's creating the content, whether it's,
So at one point, right, we were trying to have a content day.
Yeah.
And we opened it to all wrestlers.
Yep.
From anybody that was independent.
I remember.
And we said you could come out and we'll give you intro video, you'll get photos, all this stuff, like a whole package.
Yeah.
And no wrestler accepted.
Oh, like 20. Yeah, I remember that. Yep. Yeah, and that's why I mean, like, it's an investment. Like your career is an investment, from your gear to your content you create. Everything. The more you invest, the more you get back.
You gotta go to the people. If you don't go to the people, no matter how dope you is, they not coming to see you, Otis.
And the power of social media,
power
of social media is so much different now, because I think algorithms are so much more open. So it's like, it's weird. 400 views. Like if I post a promo and it gets 400 views, I consider that a fail. I'm gonna be like, damn, only 400. But
if I get 400 views, it went.
But the thing is, no. Here's the thing: when you actually sit down and think, what does 400 people actually look like? And you look at that schedule, that changes your thought process on it. So it's like, even if the numbers are discouraging you, you have to keep at it. It is content creation is effort.
But if it's 400 plays, right, and it's 20 likes, how do you gauge that? Now, 400 people that saw it, but only 25 people took the time to actually hit that button.
It's a good question. Like those 20 likes, that's who's actually invested. And then also
they're actually engaging with your content.
They're actually engaging. And then also it's like, okay, like who is it that is liking it? Are these fans liking it? Are these wrestlers liking it? Is it
family?
Is it family? Yeah. Like that's what I mean. It's like, that's, so that it does, because, and all those dynamics have to be looked at, like I'm glad you brought this up, because if I'm posting something and it's all just the boys in the locker room liking it, that's a fail for me, because I'm just like, that means no fans are consuming it.
And it also tricks the YouTube algorithm, because if you send it to your friends, what they do is the algorithm puts it in their eyesight, but they're not your audience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now it takes the algorithm longer time to find what's your niche. Absolutely. And I just learned that a couple of days ago. So, you know what I mean? So that's wild. That's hella wild. Let's we can switch gears real quick, right? Mania weekend. We did it one time here in LA in 2023. And then 2025.
Yeah, last year.
Last year we did Vegas. This year we're doing it again.
Round 3.
What is the good, the bad, and the ugly of running WrestleMania weekend? And I also want to get Cam's perspective, because
he was present for
the first one.
Yep.
Yeah. So
the good. I think that things become very festive.
Yeah.
It's like suddenly, the wrestling business is getting a lot of love from mainstream culture. Like people are more excited to embrace local talent. And, your whatever local scene is getting Mania, kind of just their entire scene's culture gets highlighted. So that's what I consider the good in it. It's good for any local wrestling's economy. But now the bad. It's just such a long list of bad, because there's so much wrestling going on.
Yes,
that's where the good is the same thing as the bad. It's so festive to the point where it's too festive, and it's almost like you're loading a bunch of wrestling into a shotgun and just firing it off at a wall. It's just a pro wrestling clusterfuck. You have everyone's trying to make all these shows. Everyone's trying to be in 15 different places. You got people that are tired because they're wrestling all these matches. You got people that are wrestling 2, 3, 5, however many bookings they took. So by the time they get to you, they're moody. They may be
late.
Yeah, late. It's all sorts of stuff. Also, people traveled. You had the people that traveled. They're also tired. So they're probably dealing with their own stuff.
How about the fear too of disappointing people? are different wrestlers too.
Well,
Like,
and this is so the bad is the pressure that comes on also because like that's when sudden like if people find out you are running a Mania weekend show, suddenly your inbox explodes.
yeah.
It is like crazy. Like you have guys just like willing to do anything to get, even when they don't fit into the show, even when they don't make sense, and then it's like they'll get shitty with you if you don't put them on.
Yeah, you have guys who will come in and say that they want to work, and then they come up in there and then they don't want to work with certain individuals. They want to do what they want to do.
Oh yeah, like it's you have people that try to dictate things. Like with all the chaos going on, you still have people trying to dictate things to their favor. Yeah, it's not like there's like a side of Mania weekend that like talent just becomes it's like they're almost feral. Like they're just like, okay, there's so much wrestling and they're just trying to overload their systems within like I just want more and more. It's like slow down. So the ugly. Yeah, the ugly would probably be the etiquette. Just the overall etiquette of people during Mania weekends. Like, there's no regard for any promoters. That's one thing that I kind of stopped taking so personal, was how, like, people disregarded us during Mania. Like, they're disregarding everybody. So it's like everybody's stressed out. So, scheduling is hard too, So it's like, okay, make sure because, the Ghetto Gauntlet. Oh, my God, organizing that. The Ghetto Gauntlet.
Oh, let's talk about it. Like from the inside of the Ghetto Gauntlet,
man.
What is that like? Because me as a kid, the Royal Rumble, I always was like, yo, that's the funnest. That's got to be the most.
Yeah.
What is it like to be inside a Rumble or the Ghetto Gauntlet in specifics?
I prefer being outside of it, but when you're in it, I could at least control the tempo a little bit better.
Okay.
Because when so many bodies get in, because this is why I think every one of these Rumbles needs some sort of veteran or booker or somebody with size in there to dictate traffic, because these guys will load up into that ring, man, and they will not leave. And the thing is, not everybody in these matches can get a big spot.
Yeah.
Not everybody can do like you can't all be the Iron Man, so because everybody's trying to get their WrestleMania moment, and this is where it gets so personal for these guys, because Mania weekend is the closest to Mania that a lot of these guys are going to get.
Facts.
Like 99% of them. So it's like they're looking at it like, oh, like when you don't give them their moment, they're like, oh, he took my WrestleMania moment away from me, because they're fucking crackheads.
I can remember last year in specifically, that's not even a word, being at the booth with AD, and as you up in the Ghetto Gauntlet, you're like, show, count, because I had to be the count, you know what I mean? Because the count situation, so it's 5, 4, 3, 2. And then like too, it's so wild. You can see some people staying there too long.
Yeah, because you need certain bodies out of there so certain spots can happen. Like if there's 15 bodies in the ring, nobody could take bumps, nobody can call anything. It's hard.
Remember the old wrestling games, right? When they had the Rumbles, it was only the most wrestlers on the game that can be in the ring at a time was 6.
Yeah,
6 at a time, or 4 at some of the games. 4 at some of the games. Like we talking about the wrestling games.
Yeah,
like all those bodies, injury goes up.
Well, ideally for me,
space is limited.
I think the max that should be in a ring during like any type of like Rumble, it should be probably 8. That way it's like 2 guys to every corner, so like that would be my ideal thing. But like, of course you could put more in there, like just to like for visuals.
Any more than that, there's no room to do anything.
Exactly.
There's no moves. Like
it's
you're just kind of hitting each other, slapping each other.
Yeah, there's like a good visual to it, because like sometimes like WWE, they'll allow sometimes like up to 12 in there at once, so it's like like
you can only do so many chokes and headlocks and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
The thing is like, and that's where it's because that's where it's like you can't let that last for too long, because that clock is gonna keep ticking, and and those bodies come in there faster than you think. And these guys that call these long spots too, so they're still running a spot, and we're running this damn countdown, and it's just like, damn, like Like, what do you guys, like, they're running marathons out there. So, you know, you have more bodies in there that there should be. And that was part of the reason why I had stayed in the gauntlet for so long. Because I'm just trying to make sure, okay, this doesn't get out of control.
Let's rewind the clock to 2021. AD
Okay.
is the creator of the Ghetto Gauntlet, the name, all that, right? We have Jay Washington and Rob Shit.
Oh, yeah, that was tough.
And there was an elimination now we're at the church. There is no pads, and he flips outside the ring.
It was a backdrop. It was like a backdrop over the top or something. And I don't know what happened. Because I remember I watched that clip over a lot, and I was just like, I still can't figure out what. But yeah, like Jay, I don't know if he thrusted him too hard. I don't know if. Pause. I don't know if. I don't know if.
Like thrust is a strong word.
Like, I don't know if he.
Yep.
You know, threw him over too hard. I don't know, but it was very. The momentum of it over rotated Rob to where he.
Rotisserie.
He.
Man.
Like, he freaking like. It was like a 450. He did like a 450 from that top rope to the floor, and it was just really bad. And I remember I was backstage for it, and I wasn't in that gauntlet. I think I had already worked that day.
You were working Judeas.
I did, yeah. So I was done for the day, and I just remember hearing everybody kind of like, ooh, like, you know, and it's a horrible sound when you're in the back and you hear the boys kind of pop like that, like, oh, it's like, oh shit, like something happened. And I remember, I ran over and there he was on the floor.
Man,
and I didn't see the actual video for a few weeks, but
bro, that was the birth of He Must Be Dead. I was terrified, bro. Like, all you thinking about is liabilities.
Yeah.
Is this guy okay?
That's where the He Did came from?
Yeah, that was the first time it came. I was like, because I was at a loss for words.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that was so terrifying.
Yeah, and that there, you know, the Ghetto Gauntlets come such a long way from that, you know, and it's, you know, it's become now the biggest match of the year. It's, you know, it's basically that's our big deal.
Royal
Yeah,
Rumble,
but it's like if you combine it's if like Royal Rumble was their Mania, you know. So it's like that's our big granddaddy of them all. And we're bringing it to Vegas again. And you know, Mania weekend this year, it's gonna be interesting because, you know, of course, everyone's complaining about the pricing.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's like, who knows what because the traffic was decent last year, but who knows what's gonna look like this time around. You know, you had that. They have blacked out WrestleMania from all the local bars in Vegas within a 50-mile radius.
Wow.
So you're not going to be able. And they're thinking it's going to drive ticket sales. So
People gonna watch it at home.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, are we watching?
You gonna have a party at your house?
Well, at this point, it seems like we're just gonna watch it on a phone at the hotel. Like, you know.
I mean, it might be good for the indies because now instead of watching Mania, hey, find you a bar and go get up in there and just try to get people to come in because you know that the wrestling fans the whole week is going to be down there.
It hurts local businesses so much, though, and I think
does.
No, like you said,
hurts.
within a 50-mile radius, yeah. So you got to think like. You really got to go outside.
Yeah, they're being assholes.
Of Vegas, bro.
Man.
You got to go to like Reno or.
You got to go to California to watch it at this point. Like,
yeah,
it's such a just. I don't. And the thing is, like, it hurts local businesses too because these bars, they were getting a lot of business off these watch parties. Mm-hmm. You know, like they were doing the hotel, the Palms. They were doing a watch party there at the pool. You know, so it's like
Yeah, but then they feel like. They lose that pay-per-view money now because, you know, you got one person that's buying it now and they charging everybody else to come in and watch it or not even charging them, but, you know, getting sales.
and it's
Those
crazy.
bars are eating.
That's true, but you also got a demographic of people that's not finna go there because it's too expensive for one, and for two, a lot of people in the hood don't watch that shit no more.
Well, last year,
like they'll rather go party and go get a drink. You can go holla at some chicks. You can go do the bullshit that you do, and it's up on the screen.
Yeah,
like we're in a whole nother different age now.
Yeah, like last year we left literally that Saturday, like the day of Mania, we left that morning because the traffic, of course, was going to be awful moving forward. But it was also just like, okay, you know, we weren't going to get those tickets to the show anyways. No. But having the option to go to the bar, having the option to do, like, that's something we were literally all talking about doing this year because the watch parties looked like they were cracking. Man. There were WWE people going to the watch parties. Look, and now they even lose money.
It was a time WrestleMania was selling out like that stadium inside Caesar's Palace. Man, you know what I'm saying? Or you know, like big. Every seat in there was full, right? But now, when you look at the presentation on TV, it's lights and boxes and shit set up in between where the aisles where the seats are supposed to be. That's how you know they cheating.
Yeah,
y'all covering the seats up with lights.
It's a good try. It's a good effort. I give it a good effort, but
you trying to make it look packed based off of how many tickets you sold.
Yeah, and it's like I think Allegiant Stadium just announced they're doing. I forgot until which date, but they're doing 25% discounts for Mania tickets. So you know
what happened to the $100 tickets, bro?
You know, it's funny. Me and my dad went to Mania 21 for $110.
Come on, man!
Like, I kid you not.
You can't even get the nosebleeds for that no more.
And the seats were whatever that. Like, they weren't that, but still, like
you can't even get that seat with the column blocking the road to where you can't see down there no more.
Look, give me the $300 ticket. Like, come on. Like, if you go to a football game, like, and I'm talking about a big team come $300, $500. $7,000 tickets.
Yeah,
you can kiss my ass. I don't give a damn who you is.
I better get punched.
That's
in
one
the
person.
Face. I better get drilled in the nose by Cody Rhodes. Just boom. I need.
Would you rather take a stink face? Like, and I'm talking about no shower, straight ass, right, or $7,000. One person.
Who was coming from?
Wait, what?
What do you mean? It's coming from the stink face creator.
Wait, a stink face. Wait,
from Casey?
Or what? Would I rather do that or what?
Pay $7,000 a ticket.
I'm afraid I'd rather do the $7,000.
I'm not doing either, but I just wanted
I'm afraid I'd rather do the
to give you the visual. Like, dude, like that's crazy.
Yeah,
$7,000. Like, who are we marketing to? If that's the case, take it back to Saudi Arabia, bro.
So, no, what it is,
that's crazy.
No, they're marketing to celebrities. What happens is only these celebrities or big high rollers, they buy up those tickets. So it creates the aura of importance.
Yeah, because
so now you're around. So it's like you're not just paying for WrestleMania. You're paying to be around all these celebrities. Like,
everything is a photo op.
Basically,
it's like the All-Star game. I don't never want to go to the All-Star game no more.
A lot of those tickets are going to be comp tickets. They're going to be giving shit away.
Yeah,
you know, it's going to be like radio stations, you know, local shit like that. They get tickets, things like that. So all of these people are going to get tickets just so they could say, "Oh, we had them here." They take pictures with them, get them on camera during, you know, certain segments. Things like that.
But doesn't that kill, like, because your average Joe fan is the person that's going to share it. Mm-hmm. A person that's going to freaking buy the magazine, buy the championship belt, buy all these different things. Why would you take all of their money, $7,000? Because
they're a corporation.
Because the thing is,
that's what Vegas, they do.
No, and also Vegas, the consumer base in Vegas is also very small when you take away the tourism. You know, Vegas is a very small city, so
everything outside of that is like homelessness and poverty.
Yeah, and the thing is,
people go to Vegas because it's cheaper.
And also, when you are dealing with the demographic of tourists, they also had to pay a fuck ton of money just to get there. So it's like those rooms, those resort fees. Oh man, that's what killed Vegas was resort fees, but. Yeah, the rooms, those fees, who knows how many people had to fly.
Man.
So it's like you're already pretty much 1,000 plus in the hole without even the ticket. You know, and then that consumer base there, the locals, they're trying to figure out their own damn lives.
Yeah. Facts.
So
That's wild. That's wild. Well, moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, look, check it out. March 21st. Jamie, I always get March and May mixed up. March 21st, we'll be back at the WLCAC. Woo Z. We're going to be back there. We're doing Watts Culture Fest. Extreme wattage.
oh shit.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and it's going to be a great show. I'm going to name some of the athletes that will be on the show. As I'm looking for that.
The Shady Boys are on borrowed time.
The Shady Boys. Now, I know that the Shady Boys and the Visionaries got some heat. All the factions are linking up. Where is it at? I know you texted to me. Why I can't see it? Okay, here we go. Alrighty. So for the first time, we will see Angie Savage. Angie Savage will be at Watts Culture Fest. The return of SOS, CTE, Ty Williams from the Shady Boys. DJ Palmer will be back. Inferno. Remy will be there. Darren Troy Fable will be there. Red Williams. The Ignorant One. Shiloh Greaves. With your buddies, the Wonder Stars. Bad News Bagoo. Louis 54, T-Dub, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, you want to be there. Watts Culture Fest, not only is it the culture, but you're getting wrestling. It's a free show right in the city of Watts. The WLCAC has been so amazing for Comptonmania. Just to give y'all some behind the scenes, we talked about Mania weekend. First time we was able to experience it was in 2023. It was so hard for me to get permits in my own city of Compton, just keeping it transparent and real. I went through hell. Now, granted, there's some people out there that I do love, but I went through hell. That was hell. But shout out to the WLCAC who believe in our craft, that gave us an opportunity to do this. So we want you guys to come out, support, because I'm going to tell you something. When you doing this, a lot of people, they want to pat you on the back, but when you out there in the trenches, we don't always feel the love. We don't. Facts. Oh, you guys are doing great stuff that you guys able to run in places that people wouldn't even run. It's not really, some of these places, they're not business friendly at all. But I want to give love to the ones that reached out to us, that gave us an opportunity, that keep letting us work on our craft in the city of Watts. So shout out to the Dub. Shout out to the Dub and the WLCAC. Also, there's going to be a jazz orchestra. So we're going to be doing wrestling, jazz, all that. So thank you again. This isn't to put anybody down, but what you do is when you go through it, you build up the people that lift you up. So shout out to Mike from the community, Megan. Shout out to Razizi who painted the 3 football fields of beautifying the city of Watts. And my man Bryson, man. So shout out to all them, Tim Watkins, all those guys up there. Thank you guys so much for giving us that opportunity. And we're going to continue to pour into the community when we allow to, man. All love and respect. So that is March 21st. And then March 22nd, we will be with PCP at Wilson Park in Compton. You know what I'm saying? With the skaters. So
what do the acronym stand for? Because you got to kind of break that down.
It's pushing Compton Project, man. Shout out to my boy David, man, who been really. We ain't talking about no drugs.
We're gonna have the boys just flipping cars over there, man.
You said we gonna be with PCP. I'm
Louis 54 is gonna be just.
But nah, man, like we wanted to make sure we mention that again. Shout out to Wrestling for Burbank. Shout out to Knox Pro. Shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to Innovative Culture, man. My man Cam been doing this since 2019 and longer, man. He got so many different shows. So make sure you guys like, subscribe, share, comment, you know, engage with the content. We appreciate you. And yeah, man, I'm Deshaun Showtime Watkins.
I am the ignorant one, Shiloh Greaves.
I'm cool ass Cam, the coolest motherfucker on the planet.
And you heard it. Ugh.